Hello everyone, it's Ranger Red 64, and welcome back to another League of Legends lore reading video. Today, we will be reading the biography of Graves, the Outlaw. Malcolm Graves is a renowned mercenary, gambler, and thief, a wanted man in every city and empire he has visited. Even though he has an explosive temper, he possesses a sense of criminal honor, often enforced at the business end of his double-barreled shotgun, Destiny. In recent years, he has reconciled a troubled partnership with Twisted Fate, and together they have prospered once more in the turmoil of Bilgewater's criminal underbelly. Raised in a wharf alleys of Bilgewater, Malcolm Graves quickly learned how to fight and how to steal, skills that would serve him very well in all the years ahead. He could always find work hauling contraband up from the smugglers' skiffs that came into the bay each night, with a titty side gig as hired muscle for various other unsavory local characters as they went out about their business in the port. But the alleys were small time, and he craved for more excitement than they could ever offer. Still, little more than a youth, Graves stole a blunderbuss and smuggled himself aboard a ship headed out of Bilgewater to the Shuriman mainland, where he stole, lied, and gambled his way from place to place along the coast. Across the table of high stakes and highly illegal card game in Mudtown, Graves met a man who would change the course of his life forever, and even his career, the trickster now known to many as Twisted Fate. Each immediately saw the other the same reckless passion for danger and adventure, and together they formed a most ludicrous partnership. Between Graves' raw brawn and Twisted Fate's ability to talk his way out of occasionally back into almost any situation, they would unusually be an effective team from the outset. Their mutual sense of roguish honor grew into genuine trust, and together they stole from the rich, swindled the foolish, hand-picked, skilled crews for specific jobs, and sold out their rivals whenever they could. Though at times Twisted Fate would blow all their shares and leave them with nothing to show for it, Graves knew that the thrill of some new escape was always just around the corner. On the southern borderlands of Valorant, they set two renowned nobles' houses of Noxian origins at each other's throats as they cover the rescue of a kidnapper. That they pocket the reward money only to ransom the vile young man to the highest bidder should really have to come as to no surprise to their own original employer. In Piltover, they still hold the distinction of being the only thieves ever to crack the supposedly impenetrable clockwork vault. Not only did the pair empty the vault, they also tricked the guards into loading the loot onto their hijacked schooner for a quick getaway through the sun gates. In almost every case, only once they and their accomplices were safely over the horizon were crimes even discovered. Usually along with one of Twisted Fate's trademark calling cards left where it would be easily found. But eventually, they ran out of luck. During a heist that rapidly turned from complex to completely botched, Graves was taken by the local enforcers, while Twisted Fate merely turned tail and abandoned him. Thrown into the infamous prison known as the Locker, Graves endured years of torture and solitary confinement, during which time he nursed his bitter anger towards his old partner. A lesser man would surely have been broken by all of this, but not Malcolm Graves. He was determined to have his revenge. When he finally crawled his way out to freedom, with the prison warden's brand new shotgun slung over his shoulder, Graves began his long overdue pursuit of Twisted Fate. The search led him back from the prison all the way back home to Bilgewater, where he found that the wildly old card sharp and had acquired a few new bounties on his head, and Graves would be only too happy to claim them all. However, just as he got Twisted Fate in his sights, they were forced to put aside their differences in order to escape almost certain death in the ongoing conflict between the Ravager Gangplank, the king of Bilgewater, and his rival ship captains. Once again, Graves found himself escaping his hometown, only this time he had his old friend to tow. While both of them might have liked to pick up their partnership where they left off all those years ago, such resentment couldn't simply be forgotten overnight, and it would be a while before Graves could bring himself back to trust Twisted Fate once again. Still, he feels Bilgewater calling him once more. Maybe this time around, the pair of them will find their stride and be able to pull off the ultimate heist.